Story: The gift of time in the heart of a bustling city, where people hurried through life with phones in hand and eyes glued to screens, lived a watchmaker named Henry. His tiny shop sat quietly between two tall glass towers. Its sign faded and barely visible, Henry's timepieces, where every second matters. Henry was old, the kind of old that moved slowly, with silver hair, wrinkled hands, and eyes that had watched too many sunsets. For over 60 years, he had repaired watches for strangers. Some came with luxury brands, others with cheap ones, but Henry treated them all the same. To him, time was sacred, and every watch had a heartbeat of its own. One rainy afternoon, as thunder rumbled over the city, a young man rushed into the shop. His name was Daniel. He wore an expensive suit, carried a sleek phone, and looked as if he hadn't slept in days. "Please," he said, breathless. "Can you fix this? It's my grandfather's watch. It stopped ticking this morning." Henry took the watch gently and opened its case. The gears were fine, just a bit dry, untouched for years. He smiled softly. "It only needs oil and care like people do." Daniel sighed. "I don't have time for care. I just need it working again." "I'm late for a meeting," Henry chuckled. "Funny thing about time, young man. It's always moving, whether we chase it or not." Daniel frowned, impatient. "Look, can you fix it or not?" "I can," Henry said, "but come back in an hour. You could use a walk. The rain's slowing down." Daniel groaned but left, checking his phone as he went. Henry watched him through the window and shook his head. When the young man returned, the watch was ticking again, steady and strong. Henry handed it back carefully. "All fixed," he said. Daniel looked at it, nodding absently. "Thanks," he muttered, pulling out his wallet. But before he could pay, Henry placed his hand gently over Daniel's. "Tell me, when was the last time you wore this watch before today?" Daniel hesitated. I don't remember. My grandfather gave it to me when I graduated." He said, "This watch holds more than time." I didn't really get what he meant. Henry smiled knowingly. "He meant that time isn't kept, it's given. We think we own time, but really, we only borrow it." Daniel stood there, unsure what to say. For the first time in years he looked around, at the quiet shop, the ticking clocks, the old man who seemed completely at peace. The world outside was rushing, but inside this little shop, time felt still. He slipped the watch onto his wrist. It was warm, familiar, alive. "How much do I owe you?" he asked. Henry looked at the clock above his desk, then back at the young man. "Just one promise. Don't waste what this gives you." Daniel nodded slowly and left. That night, he canceled his next meeting and visited his mother for dinner, something he hadn't done in months. They talked for hours, laughing like they used to. Days turned into weeks, and every morning when Daniel put on the watch, it reminded him to slow down, to call the people he loved, to look up from his phone and actually see the world around him. Months later, he stopped by Henry's shop again, bringing 2 cups of coffee. "Thought you might like company," he said. Henry smiled. "You remembered." "I've been remembering a lot lately," Daniel said. They talked for hours, and as Daniel left, Henry said something that would stay with him forever. "You can always earn back money, but never time. So give it freely, to those who matter." A few months later, Henry's shop closed for good. The neighbors said he'd passed away quietly one night, his clock still ticking in perfect rhythm. On the counter, they found a note written in neat, shaky handwriting. "Time is the only gift we all receive at birth, but it is up to us how we spend it." Daniel framed that note and hung it above his desk. And every time life began to rush again, he would touch the old watch on his wrist and whisper, "Thank you, Henry. Life lesson. Time is the most precious gift we'll ever have. Spend it with people who matter, doing things that make your heart full. You can always make more money, but never more time."